After you guys get done watching this video, make sure to go check out my prank channel, which will be a clickable annotation at the end of this video, as well as a link in the description for those of you guys who are on phones. Without further ado, on with the show. What it is, guys, it's your boy BlastphamousHD. We reached the 5,000 likes on the last video. I'm a man of my word. I would have a story for you guys literally today, because, you know, I'm waiting till the last minute. If there's one story a lot of you guys have been asking me for, aside from the story where, you know, I got robbed at gunpoint by my best friend, who of course isn't my friend anymore, it's the story about how I won the fight with the woman, you know, without touching her. Because, you know, me, I don't hit females. Now again, just like with the last story, if we hit 5,000 likes on this video before Sunday, I will have another one up for you guys that following Sunday. Lego. Back in the day, I used to live on Tamaris in Tropicana. There was this one woman that I do not for the life of me remember how we met, but she became like a family friend, or at least so we thought. Now, my younger sister is ratchet, alright? I don't know if a couple of you guys have heard that from a couple of my former stories, but it's really bad. She is about that life. But she was also homeless. And at the time, I had a different girlfriend, and the girl was living with me in my crib. We're gonna say her name was Tisa. That's close enough to her name as to where she'll know that I'm talking about her. We're still friends to this day. So at one point, I felt bad enough for my little sister, as ratchet as she was, as to where I let her live in my crib. Big mistake. She smoked weed, freaking drunk drink that wasn't non-alcoholic. Cause see, my thing is, I don't mind if you do fucked up shit on your time. When you're the one who's gonna get fucked up for it, I don't give a fuck what you do. But if you do the shit in my crib and say the police kick my shit in, I'm the motherfucker going to jail. And you ain't gonna cop the charges. What fucked me up was she would have some of her fucking drug dealer friends come to the crib to look for her and sell her drugs. At that point, I was like, you know what? This is probably not gonna fucking work. This is not a good look. Because having people come to your crib is the quickest way to get robbed. Luckily enough for me, I didn't have money or anything valuable in my crib, so they didn't want to take shit. Now, a lot of you guys already know, I used to work at MGM Grand, which is grossly evident by some of the fucking horror stories I have while doing my job there. Now, my little sister, she has seizures. And in order to fix that situation or relieve pressure off her brain or something like that, I don't remember the specifics, or they had to go in through her nose with something and do a brain surgery. Now, when they did that, they opened up some sort of passageway or whatever that would bleed profusely for absolutely no freaking reason at all. So what they did was they packed it full of these like weird little bitty rocks and gauze and shit to keep it from, you know, bleeding out, because they had left a hole or something in there. The thing is, whenever my sister would get in trouble, the freaking rocks would burst out. So basically, any type of physical contact with her nose would make all the rocks fall out, and she would start bleeding profusely. If she got pissed, the rocks would come out and she would start bleeding profusely. Any little bitty thing would make her nose just freaking gush with blood. And I'm not talking about a regular nosebleed. I'm talking about she would bleed so much that the doctor said that if she didn't get to a hospital fast enough after the rocks came out and the blood started pouring, she could die from losing too much blood. Like, it was that bad. Basically, the doctor said that all she had to do was just chill, be cool, not getting to no shit with nobody, and she wouldn't have anything to worry about. The rocks wouldn't even freaking come out. Of course, this is the farthest thing from a possibility for my ratchet little sister. She's living at my crib. My girlfriend at the time was living at the crib as well. I get a call from work. It's Tisa. She's frantic on the phone. She's like, Maurice, I don't know what to do. It's just blood everywhere. What do I do? What do I do? And I'm just like, whoa, slow down. What the hell are you talking about? What happened? He's like, I don't know. I've been at the crib, kicking it, and I don't know where. He just starts yelling and screaming at me, and then she tried to fight me, and I guess she got so mad, the rocks in her nose bursted out. There's blood everywhere. You gotta come home. So I had to take off of work and rush home on the bus to try to save my little sister from bleeding the hell out. By the time I got there, the police had already came and the ambulance had already came and picked her up. But it was grossly evident the situation that had happened because there's blood everywhere. I'm not talking about everywhere as far as in my house. It's on the freaking sidewalks. I don't exaggerate when I say it looked like someone had come and painted the freaking grass and the sidewalk within freaking like a 20 feet radius of my house. Like, I didn't even know the human body had that much blood in it to bleed out and not freaking die. You know, lucky enough, my sister, she didn't die from that. But like, I'm just like, God damn. So of course I go to Tisa. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And she's like, oh no, what happened was we were in the house and she accused me of taking some of her clothes. Now, Tisa is a punk ass, alright? She's probably watching this video. She ain't gonna say shit because she knows it's the truth. Anyway, she tells me, she's like, yeah, she tried to fight me. And my sister just kept coming at her and trying to squat with her and tripping and yelling and psyching herself up. And at some point, the Gosner nose came out and just blood every freaking where. She got outside and tried to run down the damn sidewalk, bloodied the whole freaking sidewalk up. Now, my landlord came and told me, look, we like you, you pay your rent, you're a nice guy, but you having your sister here is a liability. We can't fucking do it. So either she leaves or you are getting put the fuck out. So of course, me having to choose between my family and this really whack ass freaking, you know, $600 a month apartment with roaches and shit. So I'm telling my sister she's basically homeless now, and she gets mad at me, like really freaking angry. And I'm like, look man, you're here, you're smoking weed, you're doing all types of grimy shit, you're having your drug dealers coming to my house, you're trying to fight my soft ass girlfriend who would lose a wet paper bag fight and shit. You be fucking up. I'm sick of your shit. You guys to freaking go. There was this woman that lived in our apartment complex, and her name was, what the fuck was her name? Now, this bitch was noticeably on some fucking drugs. Now, I could never pinpoint what the fuck she was on because she apparently had recovered from the drugs, but the bitch, I swear to God, for the longest time, I thought she was like fucking 60 years old. If you looked at her face, wrinkles everywhere, patches of her hair is missing, and the patches that are left are fucking white and blonde and just weird colors. The chick was black, but like, you just knew that this chick was like 60 something years old. Couldn't find out the bitch was like 32. That's how you know she was on drugs, because the bitch looked like triple her freaking age, even though she was relatively young, kinda. So I would see this chick and she would be pleasurable. She'd be cool. Now, it's more than likely that the lady let her live there because being my sister's caregiver netted the woman like $800 in Social Security or something like that, right? Now the chick was a compulsive fucking gambler. She would go to this place called Dottie's and just play this freaking game, like this one slot game. I'm talking about getting like $500, $600 into slot play, and then she would finally freaking win some money, and this bitch literally considered herself a professional gambler. You really think the casinos and the slot machines built this shit to give you rent money? Fuck no. Like, I tried to explain to her, hey man, the more you play, the more you lose. Technically, you're losing like 20 cents every freaking pull on this slot machine. They're just keeping the wool over your eyes by giving you some of it back, but sooner or later, you're just gonna lose it all. You know, which I'm pretty sure happened to her, but unfortunately, I wasn't close enough to her at this time as to whereas, you know, I could see her lose everything, and I would have liked to seen that. That was hilarious. She was a bad person. So when my sister went to live with this woman, everything was cool for like 3 weeks. The problem is that this woman did so much drugs in her past that her kids fucking hated her because she was a terrible fucking person, even when off drugs, right? Everyone has run into that fucking person, right, who's a huge bitch. Now, I'm not talking about bitch as in mean, which this woman was as well, but I'm talking about a bitch as in they don't want to do physical shit, so they try to pump other people up to do it too. This woman was like that, had no idea she was. While my little sister was over there, she's pumping my little sister up, you know, about how terrible it is that I put her out after she did this fucked up shit in my apartment, you know, and nearly got me evicted, and my sister starts getting pumped just pumped to the point where she comes over in my crib and starts threatening to fuck me up. And I'm like, T, what are you talking about? Like, you know, I mean, you nearly got me evicted. The only way I was able to keep my place and not be homeless is I had to put you out. You was bringing drug dealers over here. You was smoking weed in my crib when I wasn't home. You was freaking trying to fight my girlfriend. What do you expect me to do? So when I would explain to her the situation, she would calm down and she would leave. Only to go back over to Maria's house where she lived and get hyped back up again. My sister's very, very, very easily aggravated. And all you gotta do is just point her in the right direction and she'll go fight him. She will go and fist fight him. I've seen it happen. And it's fucking crazy. She can fight very well. Didn't know if I could win. And of course, my little sister comes over to the crib while everyone's there. I'm talking my younger brother was there, my sister was there, her newborn baby, my girlfriend was there, everybody's at the crib chilling with me. When T came over, pissed the fuck off because this Maria woman had hyped her the fuck up to believe that we were trying to steal money from her and we were treating her like shit and all this other crazy shit, right? So my little sister knocks on the door and she's like, Maurice, you fucking asshole, we don't know what the fuck you did, fuck you. Well, after spending 45 minutes uploading this 19 to 20 minute long video on YouTube, I was alerted that it was too long and that I couldn't upload a video longer than 15 minutes. Otherwise, it just wouldn't take. So I had to come back, re-edit it, chop it in half, make a bunch of extra bullshit on it, and re-upload both parts separately, which is probably going to take about a good hour and a half. That is why I had to chop it into 2 parts. Unfortunately, click the annotation on the screen to go to the second part, or down in the description below, there'll be a link. Click that shit for part 2.